Howdy. So, you want to play Valorant? Howdy, it's Meowdy, and welcome to the first episode of a little series where I convince you either to try a game or to honestly avoid it like the plague. Valorant was the fourth full game released by Riot Games if you include Teamfight Tactics. After being announced back on March 1st, 2020, alongside a slew of other projects they were working on, the game would actually see its full release June 20th of the same year. In terms, Valorant is honestly still a baby. It's 2 years compared to their other main project, League of Legends, going on 10. It's fresh. It's still new. It still has that wow factor. But what is Valorant? When first discussed, some speculated that it would be a spin on Riot's firstborn child, like I said, League of Legends, back then known as Project A. All we knew was that it was going to be a tactical Counter-Strike style shooter with a dabble of abilities, ability-based utilities like we see in Overwatch or even Rainbow Six Siege. Now, after almost 2 years and 18 released agents total on the roster, we know Valorant is less of a CSGO or Siege clone and honestly just kind of its own beast altogether. The premise is quite simple. The main game mode is 5v5 defense versus offense. Offense wants to get the bomb or spike onto a site, while defuse says no. Thanks to a mix of gunplay, agent abilities, two matches will never feel the same. Even though I like the feel of the guns themselves and the utilities abilities kind of stuff built into the agents make them all feel make them feel unique enough to make you want to try more than one. Honestly, the biggest standout, the guns are great. The agents are fantastic. I think they have some really cool agent designs. There's some flashy ones, but there's also pretty simple, down to earth, makes sense. Oh yeah, this guy has a stun grenade. This guy has technology that makes sense for the world. But the big standout for me in Valorant is the map design, and I don't really know why. I see the maps themselves as extravagant pieces of art. Are not actually. I take that back. I worded that wrong. They're not extravagant, but instead they follow very simple color tones, and majority of them have their own mechanics that make them stand out, like the teleports on Bind or the two-front playstyle of Fracture. Worst map, by the way. The maps just have this charm to them and just work so fluidly with the game as a whole. It honestly reminds me of Halo Combat Evolved. But I know a lot of Halo's map design was because of the limitations of the original Xbox, but it has that simplicity of where it's not distracting you from the gameplay, but you still build that relationship oh, I love this map because of this. Besides maps, gunplay and learning agents will of course be the definitive part of your learning curve. Each agent has its completely own feel, but they're never so foreign that you should feel intimidated to just stick with one. Like most games in this genre, gunplay will be the most focused on when you're learning, especially since everyone has the same gun pool no matter what side or agent you're on. Each gun can be used and it can be mastered. You don't have to worry about, oh, I'm on T now, so I have to use the AK instead of M16. You get the same guns no matter what side you are on. Each gun has its own recoil pattern, just like you would see in CSGO, and even their own damage curve, where some will do a cricket amount of damage up close, but fall off a certain meter. Like, if I'm up close touching your butt with my butt, I'm going to do 150, but if you're over there peeing the urinal down the hallway, I'm going to do 35. It takes time. Valorant is a very fun, it's good to dive in, but you are going to be punished, and that's okay. Valorant will take time. Valorant is not an easy game. I've put about 30 hours within the last month. And there's been days where I've wanted to uninstall and move on to the next flavor of the week. But Valorant has this charm that Riot has always been good at since League of Legends. Valorant has a unique competitive core, like most FPS, but the community is still just able to have fun. It's a beautiful combination of competitive and a beautiful combination of just casual. Valorant has the player base, I don't know. I've met so many awesome and just absolutely darling souls in my short time playing. The player base is night and day compared to its sibling League of Legends. I'll just come on straight. Don't let me fool you. There are people who are going to play every match like the scouts are watching. You will be flamed because you didn't shift all the way across map. You'll be flamed if you crouched too much, if you did this, blah, blah, yada, yada. Or you took some Jets' last 3 kills for their ace. You're going to get flamed. That's just gaming in general. But I would honestly say, if you play 5 matches in a row, maybe 2 of those will have a toxic player. The other ones, you're just going to have a good time. Like, as long as you're not, like, intentionally, like, throwing the game for others, people are going to treat you like human, which is not something you get often from League of Legends. Honestly, in review, if you want to play Valorant, now is the time. You're still jumping in early. You're still going to be that first curve. Like, you'll still be the first, like, within the first 5 years. You're still going to be fresh. You can still become an oldie, a senior in the game. Just please be patient. Not just with this game, but with yourself. This is not something you pick up and just get day 1 or even week 1. This is a game that will take time to master, but it can be worth it. Getting your first ace, hitting one of those lit clips for TikTok, or even just meeting friends to queue with. Remember, games are made to be fun, and if Valorant sounds like something for you, I encourage you to dive in now. And if not, that's okay. Competitive games are intimidating. They're scary, especially just because how much you have to learn. And like I said earlier, the player base can be a huge turnoff for a lot of people. And you're gonna run into the a-hole who had a bad day at school and is gonna take it out on you. That's all right. The next match is waiting, or if you just don't want to play, just don't play. There's so many other games out there. But I definitely agree. I think Valorant is worth playing, especially in 2022 when the game is barely even 2 years old. I know you've seen all over TikTok, you've seen all over your Twitter, your YouTubes, yada, yada, yada. There's a reason people are talking about it. There's a reason it's top of the charts on Twitch. Just jump in. Just take the dive. Play a game or two. If you don't like it, you don't like it. If you like it, hey, all the words to you. Spend all your money on the overpriced skins. I won't go on that in this video, but... All right, before I start rambling, I'm just going to thank you guys for tuning in. Let me know down below if you're going to take the leap, if you try it out, if you install it, uninstall it, rage quit, let me know. Let me know what you think of Valorant. I want to hear your thoughts. Until next time, please make sure to subscribe. I plan on doing more of these on some popular games like Fortnite, Siege, Apex. I even have an Elden Ring video coming out, so please, I would mean so much to me if you hit that sub button, a like, a comment, whatever you got to do. Check out our Twitch, twitch.tv/itsmeowdy. Or if you even want, I have a really cool wife who makes cool designs over at Meowdy.Shop. Check that out. I love you all. I will see you guys in the next video.